it forms the flay for you. So all you are going to do is to connect what you have from this point back to this point. Okay, so I'll just cut off this so we construct the facing. So this is it. So if you do this on your fabric, of course it's going to come out well. So I'm cutting through the armhole, as you can see. I'll cut through my shoulder seam line. So let me just stop at the shoulder seam line first. So we want to construct, remember this is where we have the neckline. So if your neckline is going to be a U neckline, you know how we usually do that. You just connect like this if a U is a U neckline. But what we are working with is a V neckline, so that is why I have to connect V like that. So it's time for us to start creating the what we have on the facing. So remember what the line we have here is the chest line. So it's time for us to start creating the facing. Okay, so to create the facing right now, I'm going to take the width of my facing. So whatever you feel like you want the width of your facing to be. So here I'll just mark at this point, that's at 5 inches, and from the tip of this I'm going to connect my facing. Can you see that? So I've connected my facing right now, and this is what it gives me. So I can just bring it a little bit like this. Although this is the chest line anyway, the facing is below the chest line, almost at the bust point. So what you can just do is, if your chest line is at this point, if you have your chest line say at 9 inches, let me pretend this is 9 inches, simply mark your bust point. So on the bust point line, this is the bust point line as an example, extend this line to the bust point, and that is that, and you have your facing run like this. So like I said, this is a miniature scale, so by the time you start working on this, you see it come out exactly. So I'm going to cut both the facing and the fabric right now. So this is the neckline we are working with, so I'll just cut the neckline. So if I open it, you can see it gives me the V neckline. Can you see the V neckline? Okay, so that is the V neckline. So the next I want to cut out now is the facing. This is the facing, and that is it. It goes right at the tip. Can you see that? So this facing, you are going to add your seam allowances, and you sew it back right here. That is if you want to go by that. Some you might also trace it out and place on top, meaning that you are not going to cut off. If you are tracing, you will put a paper below and trace out this shape and put on top. Okay, so the facing, okay, right now, before you construct the facing, please, I will advise you do this. Let me put back my paper. Okay, let me just put back these papers back. I want to show you something very important before you cut. This is very, very important. So I'll just place put back my pattern back. Okay, so I put back my pattern. Because if you want to get that dress the way it is on the thumbnail, this is what you are going to do before you cut. So I'm putting back my pattern.